Hey guys, it's me Shane, and I'm here to give you another Digimon Adventure 2020 episode review and recap. Today's episode is episode 48, The Attack of Mugendramon. Now, if that name sounds familiar, Mugendramon is the Japanese name for Machine Dramon. We're definitely going to get into this. I am so hyped. This was a really good episode. Before I get into it, I would please like to ask you all to please give me a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers, and we're well on our way. I appreciate everyone for taking the time to listen. Let's go ahead and get right into this. So, I always say it's a tribute to the episode if I can remember what happened last week without needing to take a peek. And as we all remember, we had the Milleniummon, the one where Joe got captured. Then Agumon and Taichi had to go save him and Goemon. Yeah. And this, what I want to say, not a review, but the going back and looking at different scenes. It had everybody. Showed everybody's Digimon, showed different moments. It was pretty nice. And so now our group, while Hikari and Telmon on top of Kodomamon going through a field of flowers and whatnot, um, everyone's on the inside. Excuse me, on the inside and just kind of lounging. They're getting ready because they're getting closer and closer to FAGA. But Coach Ro gets a message on his, little pineapple, almost an apple, pineapple tablet laptop. It's from Leomon. Of course, he's with Spotamon and Falcomon with their Pekmon buddies. They are inside of a castle that grew on top of the back of Eldoradimon. They actually happen to be at that oasis that they were at before when they met the, Jagamon with the Bergamon and whatnot. And Lopmon is also there. Lopmon had to explain to them, as they're surprised hearing that castle grew in the back of him. The castle is everything is technically part of Eldoradimon's body. So as it's healing, its body parts are going to grow back, and the castle's a natural part of that. Castle also has a computer, so that's what they're talking to them on. Excuse me, got a little handy dandy notes here. Uh, and so as they're talking, the other Digimon are on the back. Their partner Digimon are on the back while all the children are inside talking to Lopmon, who's saying, "Hey, you guys are probably getting really close to Faga," which they are. The others can sense it. It is an overwhelming, intense feeling, kind of like Gomon says, is, instinct probably kicking in. And Telmon does confirm that while the area looks different, they are definitely at Faga. So, excuse me. So as Lotma's telling them, you can't afford to fail with the resurrection, to stop the resurrection of Milleniummon. Their feet starts to cut out. The skies get black. Above them is the cloud continent now, which just has nothing but has dark lightning and everything around it. This thing is just looming over them. And a feed comes in, and it's the Vademon. And Tailmon even points out it's the Vademon, because everyone comes out on deck to see the cloud continent, and the Vademon's talking on the tablet. And she says that they are the ones who are trying to resurrect Milleniummon. She trails off before she can say more. Hikari gives her a hug. I'm assuming that the Vademon are also the ones that more or less did to her. They experimented on her and turned her into Skull Knightmon. So yeah, as they are, as they're still making their way through, Vademon is saying that all is under the will of Milleniummon, and now they're getting closer to their final phase. And Hikari gets some premonition and tells Kodomamon to stop moving. Kodomamon, because of the screech, everybody's jostled. Underneath them, the ground lights up. And if you're a fan of the show already, you already know what Machine Dramon / Mugendramon looks like. It fires its infinity cannons from the back, blowing a hole in the ground, making a massive, massive crater, but also hitting the cloud continent. And at first I thought it hit them because it did a beam, and then you see two large orbs follow the beam, just hitting the cloud continent. And Vademon continues its speech because we also shown that not Sephirothmon, but Sephirothmon was still giving data to that dark crystal that had Milleniummon in it. And they said that who's the strongest Digimon. This is the Digimon that they offer up to say is the strongest Digimon. And creeping from the large crater is a just as large Digimon, Mugendramon. I'm gonna show you guys multiple pictures of this guy. This is old. This is one of the first Mega Digimon. If he looks familiar, he really should. He was one of the Dark Masters on the first Digimon adventure, or as we call it in the West, Digimon Season 1. Yeah, this is a mega level Digimon, guys. Whew. And he's shown up several times. Actually, I'll go through and show you some more pictures. He reminds me a lot of Mecha Godzilla, and he's actually this is someone's artwork of it, really good artwork. It's actually a lot of lore surrounding this Digimon, and I actually really want to get into that. So, without further ado, I'm going to read you his encyclopedia entry. The digital world's strongest Digimon, whose body is 100% full metal. It was built by synthesizing the parts of many cyborg Digimon, and it's thought that all the cyborg Digimon produced so far were merely just prototypes for the completion of Mugendramon. Its powers at a level, pardon me, its powers at a level that would overwhelm other Digimon, and it possesses an intellect which boasts incomparable throughput. Computer term. But it is purely a mechanical Digimon that does not share its own self will. Instead, someone planted a program containing evil intentions within its digital core, its digicore, and at the center of its body, its power is supplied with it gets the supply of infinite power from that malice-filled digital core. And of course, its special move is a Super Dreadnought class energy waves fired from its two cannons, the Infinity Cannons. This guy not only showed up in season 1 of Digimon Adventure, he showed up in Tamers because when they were going to fight the D Reaper with the Holy Beast, Kalumon's energy was making certain Digimon go all the way up to their Mega forms. Some go up to the Ultimate forms. It was interesting. There was a Mugendramon in a flashback of Digimon Frontier. There was a Mugendramon across Wars that didn't have the cannons. If you remember, this was a silhouette of what Metal Greymon's Dark Digivolution when Tai got eaten by Dun Devimon. This is what he was going to turn into ish. He also showed up in Digimon Adventure Tri. But one of the biggest things is it's in the digital Digimon World sequel. I want to say it was the one that came out for PlayStation 4 that mimicked the Digivices. The main character from Digimon World 1, one of his partners is a Mugendramon, and he's actually looking to try to find his original Digimon partner, which was a Metal Mamimon. Yeah, a lot of lore behind this Digimon. And actually, I'm gonna show you one more time the picture of this guy. You see, he does look like a composite Digimon, and he is. He is actually has the the helmet and right claw of Megadramon. He has Metal Tyrannomon's jaw and chest circuits. He has two of Metal Myomon's blasters on his arms. Those are his cannons. He has Metal Greymon's left claw and chest plates. And he has Andramon's shoulder pads, which are on his knees. There was another piece of art, which was actually for the Digimon card game, showing basically just literally showing what I'm talking about right now. I really hope I can get this as a screensaver. This, you see that? Go to Wikimon and grab that picture, guys. That's a really great picture, especially if you're a fan of the machine type Digimon. Anyway, I digress. This guy appears. Angemon and Taichi waste no time. Straight to Greymon. We're not playing around here. And over here, now, just I want to take a minute because I went so deep into the Digimon. As you can tell, I'm a fan. But as with all Mega Digimon, absolutely massive. When you see the champions against this guy, it's like a 4-foot kid standing next to a 6'6" basketball player. That massive of a Digimon. And it looks awesome. The animation for this looks completely amazing. So everyone, he's the Mugendramon roars, nearly throws Tai off of Greymon. He throws Greymon off his feet with his roar. all the others digivolve afterwards, straight to the champion forms. We get Harpoon Vulcans. Togemon mid jump turns into Lilymon. Then we get Zudomon. Their attacks do nothing to it. Everyone turns into their ultimate forms. We do get Agumon's whole sequence for Greymon showed up, and the whole sequence for Metal Greymon showed up. You even see Sagittarius mode for Wergarumon. They are doing their absolute best to hit this guy. He does the same move that uh, Dark Mugendramon, when Metal Greymon turned into him, he does the Giga Ray Tail attack, which is super reminiscent from Shin Godzilla. The beams are just hitting all around. It actually does a wide sweep, kind of a whip. That's kind of sort of hits everyone. Doesn't really hit everybody. Hits Altair Kabuterimon, Lilymon, Zudomon. So those three are out. They were given a lift back to Kodomon because during all of this chaos, we had Andromon and Tailmon turn into Angelwoman and Magna Angemon. And this guy's powering up the cannons. He is trying to hit the Cloud Continent again. And, outside of it hitting the Cloud Continent, they're still thinking, hey, Sora brings us up. There's still Digimon up there, so they really got to stop this guy from doing what he's doing. The chaos is so widespread that even Leomon tells all of Digimon the Oasis get into Eldoradimon. That's how far spread this battle, this strong Digimon can be felt. And yeah, he Mugendramon with his mechanical claw goes after Kodomon after the other three are on top of it. Heaven's Charm from Angel Woman is blocking it so they can try to get some distance between them. At this point in time, it's time to just go all out. Taichi, Yamato, glowing Digivices. We get first of all, we get new animations for both Taichi and Yamato where they're holding their Digivices and you have their crest symbols on it for both Metal Greymon and Wergarumon to go into War Greymon and Metal Garurumon. Full sequences. This is important. The music throughout this entire episode is so intense. They transform, and this is actually an original fight. And by original fight, it was in Digimon World New Order. This is actually a pretty canonical battle where these two Digimon, Metal Garurumon and War Greymon, are fighting Mugendramon. I was kind of fanning out, like, man, this is actually really great. But even their attacks were barely doing anything. That they couldn't get him to move. And he does the Giga Beam tail attack again. This time it hits Garudamon. Angel Woman has to settle down. Her and Sora, Piomon is out. And while he's about to fire again, because each time he fires his cannon, we see on his back it slowly charges, and he gets more and more charge each time it's firing. This time, War Greymon says, nah, he does a Gaia Force to combat this large cannon beam. And Mugendramon tries to fire the tail beams again, and then is able to redirect them around the clashing battle. Is going to go ahead and destroy the Gaia Force. And after he destroys it, we get a moment where everything kind of happens in slow motion. We see the impact hitting War Greymon. We get negative images because Hikari's seeing it. And I guess out of instinct, as she's holding her Digivice, her symbol of light appears. And Angel Woman sends out more light, a white light, towards War Greymon. And he gets full of energy. And this boost to make sure they don't die, make sure they don't get hurt. It takes a lot out of Hikari, takes a lot out of Angel Woman, who turns back into Tailmon. Takaru catches Hikari before she falls. I think Magna Angemon catches Tailmon. They don't really show up. I think that's what happens. And Taichi, he's super focused. Like, he has his Digivice in hand. He's like, this power, I felt it before, this is actually the power of the Holy Digimon. And he flashes back to when Wergarumon Sagittarius mode and Milleniummon Artorias mode, they had to fight. I believe that was Splashmon. They don't show the Digimon, but I think it's when they got powered up from Angemon to fight Splashmon. And the glow on his Digivice, on Ty's Digivice, is so bright orange. It's hot. It's like I call it hot orange. As if he's charging up a ball attack from another anime. And he gets on the device to talk to everyone. And I had to write this down. He says, our goal is to find and prevent the resurrection of Milleniummon. And he says, right now, I really don't know what's going to happen, but we cannot be stalled at this place in time. The Holy Digimon power has not yet been used and is going to be used in the future. Because I'm guessing Ty is surmising that when the time comes, both Angemon and Angelwoman, their abilities are going to come full force and they're going to be able to defeat whatever's in front of them, but this is not that time. So Ty says that's why he's going to end this right now. It's one of those speeches. Yamato is getting angry. He's saying, you are seriously not going to do this, are you? Taichi says, Yamato, I'm going to leave everything else up to you. And we get a nice shot of Yamato closing his eyes, saying, you better survive this and you better come back. And Taichi and Wargreymon saying, yeah, we're going to come back. Which a thing I did skip over earlier, where Garurumon was talking to, not where Garurumon was talking to Yamato saying, hey, Yamato, you recognize that thing? That thing looks just like what Metal Greymon turned into with Dundevimon. He never mentioned it before, but they remember it. And another thing that was said from Bodymon that I didn't mention was saying that while Sephirothmon was collecting data, the one data it found interesting was the data of the Digimon who had defeated Milleniummon. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that it was able to scan everybody that was inside and found the data from way back when they first defeated them. That's what I interpreted it as. But when you look at the parts, because this is a new telling, because in whatever universe the encyclopedia was first made, when we found out that Mugendramon has all the parts of these other ultimate level Digimon, I'm going to surmise that it took all the battle data from Greymon when it was in there, when he was Metal Greymon, took his data because he used the Giga Storm, but then took the data of the Megadramon they fought, Andromon they fought, of Metal Tyrannomon they fought, technically, and took the data of whatever he was going to become. Technically, every last Digimon that was used to form Mugendramon in the Digimon universe, Metal Greymon and Taichi have actually fought them. So, I see you. I love this retelling of it. I digress. Back in the present, he tells Yamato to take care of it. We get Break the Chain music now, and it's go time. Metal Greymon, not Metal Greymon, War Greymon is going through, blocking the tail Giga Rays. I call it Giga Rays. The tail Giga Rays. I could barely write this because I was paying attention so much to this fight. While they're swatting the attacks through, and he's getting ready to fire again at the Cloud Continent, they swipe down. They go between his legs, and he's swiping up that tail to just completely rend the tail. Mugendramon tries to smash them down with the tail. They literally break through this thing from the other end, and are on its back, and they're taking swipes. Unfortunately, it has the Trident Claw, so he uses that claw to turn around and stab. Literally, I didn't realize this at first, but that middle claw stabs right through War Greymon. And he tells Taichi, no, it's cool, I'm fine. And he uses that arm that he got from Metal Tyrannomon to fire a blast at War Greymon. War Greymon shields block it. He chops off the arm. He is now face to face with Mugendramon. And, and in order to break that arm, he threw his gauntlet right in it, completely wrecking that whole entire arm. Still has this giant claw in his chest. He pulls it out, and this is one of the best fight scenes for War Greymon. His shields are in the sand. Well, now it's sand, but his shields is in the ground. He has one gauntlet on. He has a hole in his chest. He's also a massive Digimon because I believe, for scaling, this is Mugendramon. This is War Greymon right here. War Greymon is still smaller than him. Granted, how big War Greymon is in relation to Tai, as opposed to other seasons and other versions of War Greymon. So Mugendramon does one of the coolest things that I've ever seen this Digimon do. Pop both arms off. Just put its kneecap, that's, Andramon's shoulder pads with the skulls on it, jets out steam. It's as if, War Greymon's eyes narrow, Mugendramon's mouth kind of lifts up a little bit. They're preparing for a clash, and a clash they do give you because they run right into one another. We get the gauntlet, the one right gauntlet of War Greymon spinning fast enough that he's going right into his mouth and goes right out the other end, right at the base of the neck. This isn't stopping Mugendramon because once he stops moving, he gathers up more power than before, as we see that energy gathering through the circuit cables of the Infinity Cannons, ready to fire again. War Greymon is on top of his back, fully on top of his back, and point blank does a Gaia Force, pardon me, right onto this guy. Just breaking, and when I mean breaking, he pops his head completely clean off on top of destroying the cannons. That should be the end of the battle there. It really should be. But we hear Vadimon's voice through through the eyes of the head of Mugendramon, saying, "We're gonna force final phase and activate the Infinity Plan." Its chest part opens up, and its two cores start to glow brightly enough. It becomes the Infinity symbol. The the name Mugendramon, Mugen means infinity or infinite. Mugen can also mean composite, because I'm pretty sure many of you, well, some of you have probably heard of the popular PC fan made game Mugen, where it's like every fighting game thing or every character from whatever fighting. Mugen is composite as well as meaning infinity. This thing's body, not only does its eyes glow while it's on the ground, its body launches off while War Greymon and Taichi are still on it. It's going straight towards FAGA with that cord glowing brighter and brighter and brighter. Still my notes from the standoff. Oh well, I got it right word for word. So this is crazy. They're going straight for the cloud continent, which was the bottom part of the jagged cloud continent was cracking before from the two beams that it already gotten. This thing is a nuclear warhead, and a thing that I did skip over right before they did their first clash, and it was doing the Giga Ray beams. Taichi told them to escape. So Kodomamon, I guess it forever has a bubble coating. Because Kodomamon, with everyone on top of them, dives into the water, and they dive deep enough that the beams do not hit them, and they can kind of see the flashes of the battle, but they can't see the whole battle. But as they're rising to the top, they finally rise to attack because the battle's over. But they rise enough in time to see, with Taichi and War Greymon on there, as Hikari calls out for her Onishan, they hit the bottom of the Cloud Continent, and it is a humongous explosion. Just hot, hot red orange. And this is just where our episode ends. I have no idea how Taichi could survive this. There's no way that Taichi and Agumon could survive that without some kind of divine intervention. I should put my notes away too quickly because the encyclopedia for today was Pedaldramon. The nice little tidbit that Koshiro gave was axolotls. It's based on the axolotl, but he says salamander. But axolotl slash salamanders, which apparently was super popular in the 80s, I guess, in Japan. That's pretty cool. He's worried about him rolling over because if he rolls over, he can smush the flowers. And the next episode is there. The rest of the gang is going to continue to fight like Taichi said. I think Garudamon's going to go to her mega form. I'm not 100% sure. The flash I got at the end, I couldn't make out what it was. I was still reeling from that amazing battle and from that huge explosion, there's no way Taichi makes it out of this without some other type of holy Digimon encasing them in a bubble. For a minute, I thought they were going to turn to Omnimon or Omegamon, if you will, to beat Mugendramon. But I guess Mugendramon isn't that kind of Digimon that Wargreymon couldn't get a quick power boost to beat him. You can already tell, based on my enthusiasm for this episode, it is getting a 5 out of 5. This is one of those key. This is probably one of the top 10 episodes of the entire season right now. If almost, it's pushing top 5. I'm telling you, it's pushing top 5 because that was a really good battle. One of the best things that they do is to show when a Digimon is actually really, really powerful. How quickly it defeats some people, and then as you go down the line, then you get your two heavy hitters that can't really do too much without intervention. That is just amazing. Amazing for the nostalgia callback. Amazing for and the animation was great throughout the entire episode. The music was heavy. There wasn't a moment of levity aside from when they talked to Leomon and Lopmon. And that's the only part where you kind of got a silly part where they're like, how did the castle grow? They will give you more information on Eldoradimon. The entire episode was full of intensity, great animation. There wasn't a part where anything was lacking. Even when I was pausing to take notes sometimes, even the transitions didn't look bad at all. 5 out of 5. But please, let me know what you thought of this episode down in the comment section below. I'm flabbergasted, you all. But as always, thank you for showing up. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, hit the share button so show other people what great discussions and great reviews I'm giving you for this Digimon season. Again, please hit the bell so you get notified of when these things go up. I do these every Sunday. Whew, I cannot wait to do a full-on season review for this. I think we're going to 49. We have we're going up to 62 episodes, I think. So man, I really hope there's another season after this continue with this because this is getting really good. Anyway, guys, I thank you once again. As always, please be good, be blessed, wear a mask, wash your hands, Black Lives Matter, and I will definitely see you next time.